Ladies and gentlemen, I saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And it was, well, good, but not like the first one. I've seen some people online being too harsh on this movie, but I do want to address my opinion on this to see if they're wrong. Also, a heads up, there will be spoilers throughout, so if you haven't watched it, then click off this video. With all that being said, let's get on with this review. First of all, let's talk about what I liked about this movie. Animation was still well done. Voice acting as always was amazing, bro. Chris Pratt still nails it with voicing Mario, even if the movies he's starring in nowadays are trash. Jack Black, as a whole, did a fantastic job voicing the King of the Koopas, and in my opinion, I think I liked him more as Bowser than as Steve. I don't know. His portrayal felt more as a last-minute addition, to be honest. With the new actors, I absolutely adore Brie Larson, aka Captain Marvel as Rosalina. I found her voice very fitting for the character. It sounded galactic. And finally, Donald Glover, who I was shocked to be the voice actor of Yoshi. As the Prowler and This Is America, he did a pretty good job voicing Yoshi. I was absolutely not expecting him to appear in the cast. Fox McCloud introduction was my favorite part throughout the film. I especially loved that his intro was 2D animated, despite Illumination being a 3D animation studio. And I especially love that they brought in the original voice actor. I even own the Switch version of Starlink Battle for Atlas. The visuals, man, weren't they beautiful. Anytime the scenes switched to space, my mind was blown away, and the colors really popped out. This could be the most visual stunning film the studio has ever produced. Music was at the same peak level as the first one. I'm happy that they used less licensed music than the first one. I will admit, I Need a Hero and Mr. Blue Sky were songs that made the most sense, but the others, not so much. I'm also relieved that Peaches didn't play when Bowser was gonna sing it. It's a good song, don't get me wrong, but hearing it over and over can get old pretty quickly. I really did like the post-credits scene at the very end where we see Daisy for the first time. I wonder who's gonna voice her. If I had to guess, just considering Charlie discussing Danny DeVito could be playing Wario, and with Daisy showing up, I'm very certain the next movie will be titled The Super Mario Land Movie. Next, what did I not like about this movie? I found the plot to be very confusing and muddled with the Easter eggs in the way. It felt like they were cramming in way too many things in one piece. I would have liked it more have they focused on Super Mario World as it was originally going to be called, then a Land movie, then a Sunshine movie, then an Odyssey movie, and by that point, the ground level is clear. So that's when we can have a Galaxy movie, which can be the final film in the trilogy. The Sonic movies did it better because what did they do? Adapted the source material correctly, not have like reference after reference after reference after... Never mind. I also find the characters didn't have a whole lot of screen time. Like, this is an Endgame, bro. This is a Galaxy. Plus, Rosalina and Peach being sisters? I did not like that plot twist. It didn't really make sense considering that in the game, besides her parents, I believe she had like a brother before the family, died. Even though it connects to her saying, there's a whole universe out there with a lot of galaxies. It would have made the most sense if they instead had that backstory for Rosalina from the game, and Peach's backstory could have been that she originated from the real world, but her memory from there was fatally lost. Also, why did they have to spoil Fox appearing in the film? They could have just kept it a surprise. But no! They did it for the fans. It's like if Empire Strikes Back were to reveal that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father on the poster. You see what I mean? And just like the predecessor, the pacing overall was still too fast since they were like rushing from scene to scene. Even with the additional 1 hour 37 minutes, that still isn't a lot of time, but this is a kid's movie. So whatever. Not really a kid's movie. Or so. An Everon movie. So, is this movie really as bad as the critics are saying? No. Is it the worst movie of all time? Nope. Is it at Morbius level? Is it worse than AI Slap? Hell no. That sounds like an overstatement, to be honest. There is literally no way you can make something worse than slop, considering the fact Illumination is strictly against AI. I think the critics are being way too harsh on this, but what can I say? Critics being critics. It just didn't feel faithful to consider it a true sequel. More so, like Daniel mentioned, a DLC pack. I'm not saying I didn't like the Mario Galaxy movie. I did, but I prefer the first one since that one had a better story to follow. Overall, the Super Mario Galaxy movie was an enjoyable film, but not a true sequel regarding its overuse of Easter eggs and jumbled plot, and yet still suffers from the pacing, but it recovers from the mess with its good acting and visuals. So my final score is an 8 out of 10, and my recommendation is go see it! If you are a huge Mario fan, or grew up playing Mario Galaxy, then this movie is for you. Well, that concludes the end of my review. Let me hear your thoughts down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Anyways, I will see you all next time.